vlogging this as I'm going through it. I just can't help but wonder, like, how much porn and social media and the however that created this sex sells situation, or it's so available, I guess, because we have social media and porn and all that. Like, I wonder what it would be like. And I know, like, there's all those that you see those things about, like, the way the beauty standards have, like, changed throughout the years and all that. So it's like the whole being skinny thing or being fit. Like, there's been different times where that was like a thing then too. I think the fit thing is definitely newer because it can be feminine, of course. I don't want to get on too many added topics. You can be very feminine with it. Like, that was one of the reasons I liked it, is because I wanted to lift heavy and kind of be like, you can still do this and be feminine. But anyway, and I wanted to feel strong, but because that's when I was in my healthiest mindset with it, was when I was just focused on strength and building muscle and being healthy. And I was definitely eating more. I was cooking a lot and eating well. But anyway, all that aside, it's like, I recognize that it would be something else. It would be something else because women always feel this pressure. It's like the male gaze has an effect in whatever way. But I wonder how many guys I attracted that were like, I know at least one or more of them were addicted to porn. And there was always comments about my body and stuff. And obviously I was obsessive about it. So it was like, I understand where that was coming from too. And then I think about, like, there were multiple reasons. I know Teddy's going to start getting anxious. I know that there was more than one reason why I stayed with my ex, Teddy's dad, as long as we did. But one of the things that we had conflict resolution, so that was a big one. We didn't fight a lot until things got unhealthy, until disrespect came into play. And he was very much acts of service type, and anyway, so I love you, thank you for being patient. He was very loving about the way I was. I don't know if it was for a manipulative reason, I don't know, but regardless, he was very he was always very positive to me about my body. I don't recall, I'm sure I remember in the beginning of us dating, him saying something about playing a comparison between he and I, and I was like, I don't even think I handled it very well. But I mean, maybe that's why it didn't come up again. But I used to not be as sensitive. But there's a person coming and distracting me. He was very positive about anything about my body and like speaking life into me about it. I remember opening up to him about me struggling with fit, because I mean I had some of my most intense, like, what do you call it, like self-esteem lows during our time together too, with like getting crazy with fitness. And I remember talking to him about it and like the eating and but I remember I always felt very safe with him when I was like eating around him and these different things. And like, even he had a roommate, and his roommate was really loving and like super positive, and they were not nice. They were not the nicest of guys, but like they were very like loving to me about it. And I remember that, like, how healing that was for me, and how safe it made me feel. and as opposed to it being like this obsession about, and I didn't, like I said, but I didn't start taking pictures of myself, and I didn't send him nudes, or I didn't do any of that stuff at that point or anything. So like I didn't do any of that. Like it became this. So I see too how like the other side of that was me, because there's an empowerment that came after I had a child, and I was like, I'm gonna love my body, and I don't remember all the things, because I was overweight after having a baby. I was like 150. It took me a while to lose that weight. I was like 150 when I started. I did little workouts when he was sleeping. I did like T25. It was like 25 minutes of go, go, go. I love those workouts. I still love him. Shanti. I love Shanti. Okay. And I did T25s while he was napping, but then I started teaching again. I wanted to teach. I wanted to have a gym membership. I wanted to have something else going on for me. And so I started teaching at this gym, and eventually I was able to take Teddy, but I was like 150 and that's the biggest I've ever that I think I've ever been, because I usually fluctuate around 130, and I got down to like 130, 135 when I was lifting. But anyway, so I kind of went into it like with, I was like, I've got to love myself where I am. Oh my gosh, it's so crazy. I just had this like, I remember, I know, sweetie, I'm almost done. I'm Teddy, I'm almost done, baby. I had this, I took Zumba. I started teaching, like, it wasn't Zumba. It was like, Teddy, I'm gonna make you step outside if you can't stop. Quiet. Y'all, it's every day. Okay. I took a Zumba class or some kind of dance class, and I remember seeing my body, like everything was like moving. And anyway, I don't know. I just went through this whole like empowerment thing, and that was also when the rage came out of me, you know, and like I had to face all of that, this very Kali energy and stuff. But that was my like awakening and stuff. And I just wondered that. I'm like, I wonder how much we women wouldn't be stuck in this like needing to look a certain way and show up like that if it weren't for the fact that men also, I'm not putting it on men, this is my healing, but I know I chose to, you know, I attracted whatever, but then I chose, and you don't know these things until, you know, later on. But it's just it's so twisted to me, because it's like, of course, it's like empowerment is to me totally different, because I have to keep coming back to that, because I'm like, I want to keep my self-respect. I don't want to hate myself and not take, okay, so I don't want to not take care of myself, but, I'm like, so I'm still, it's just been such a long struggle of like not having other desires in my life, and I don't even have like because I know, Teddy, try to be mindful for just a minute, baby. I never do this. Try to be mindful. Like I don't have an appetite most of the time. I'm trying to like, I'm working through it. I know this is mine, but I'm just speaking out about it. Like it's weird, because I used to enjoy food. I used to enjoy, it's been an up and down like relationship with eating and all that, because being hyper disciplined, having control over it is like my biggest thing. Like if I have, it gives me a sense of that, having that control gives me a sense of feeling safe, even though it's not. And it also, it doesn't allow me to have freedom. And like this, like there's a lot of days where I just mechanically eat, or I dissociate when I'm eating, and I don't have a space to go to. I don't have someone to talk to about it, because obviously my kid can't handle it. I mean, we're sitting in the car, because I don't like doing this when I'm driving. anyway, this is just my struggle, and this is just the place that I'm in right now. But it does suck. It's like, because I also am like, it's a weird thing that like I feel like if it's the way I look and my attraction was never a thing, I wouldn't have experienced this. So that's why it's like there is no such thing. Their privilege in general I don't believe in, because even people who have like financial privilege, like they have all these kinds of other mental health issues. So I don't believe in pretty privilege, because you get way more like put in a box. Like, it's creepy. It's like, no, I don't want to be injected with, like, that's what it gives me. It gives me like this, like, let me just put you in a box and put you on a shelf and look at you, and you're never, and so that you can just be this pretty thing that I stare at when I want to. Like, that's kind of what's happened because of social media. Because if I weren't, this wasn't a thing for me. It was a thing because my body and the way I look has always been like a topic since I can remember. Not always, but that was always something that the women in my life, like, it was always a topic of conversation. But, or just for in general, not always me, but just that was a topic. But I don't need to stop now because I'm gonna just keep rambling about it. It is what it is, because it's a cultural thing, and it's, if I didn't care about men, if I'd never cared about the male gaze, but it also happened because of being aware. Like, it's kind of like, it is what it is, because I remember that at a really, once the guys started noticing that women were hot, you started noticing them looking at you. And so it's like, and this just got, and then we had jumped into social media. So I tried to avoid it for a while, and then, because I'm like, I don't want to, like, I'm in this weird space of like, I kind of just don't want to show up on social media at all right now, because I want to just love myself and be happy with myself, and I don't want to have to deal with anybody's projections. Okay, that's it though.